Yo, what's up guys, it's Skills, and in today's video we got you back with another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. Now this is going to be a lot of news right now, and especially because you saw the title, so we're going to talk about the unit when we get to that point. But let's get to the patch notes that did come out for this game. So there was a maintenance last night, so you weren't able to play. Now it is completely out for the update. Now this is all the stuff that is going to be out for the update. You can join the Discord in the description below for it if you guys want to get updated fast or anything like that. But the patch notes for this one is going to have King's Seasonal Store, so it seems like it might be something new for a store. Character buffs and skill changes, which that's mainly what today's video is going to be about. New events most likely will be anything that has to do with SP events, or if anything with Chapter 7 should be coming out very soon as well for the story. New items for gear. That's going to be very different because we already know how gear works now, so having new gear to understand more is going to be a little bit different, but is probably going to be better for units that are already like high level. So hopefully we can look into that later on whenever something comes out for that. Then you have bug changes and adjustments, and then system improvements. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is going to be items added for rerolling substats. They're called anvils. So it seems like this is going to be a little bit different now as well. So you have amount of anvils used for rerolling substats per rarity. So right here, equipment rating SSR, anvil count consumed when changing additional effects 5, SR is 4, rare is 3, UC is 2, and then C is 1. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not too sure exactly how that works for anvils like that. But hopefully it does help us a lot more. I guess it's a different kind of like currency you can use, because I know you have to use gems, but I guess this is gonna be something different. So hopefully we can get anvils in a different ways, because that'd be very good. So alright, so then we have full seasonal store for silver and gold coin exchanges featuring the final boss King Raid. So this is gonna give you the stuff from here. So it seems like this is where you can get anvils as well. So you need silver points to purchase exchangeable with 100 of one anvil. I guess that's one way of getting it. I'm sure there might be other ways to get it later on, but this is like the whole set right here of what you can get from the store. So product, and then the purchase goods, and then exchangeable for, I guess, how many you can get or something like that. Then you have the next thing, stamina consumption for super boss battle will be 4 stamina instead of 24. That's when you need to start grinding a lot, so that's actually good. Number of daily entries for boss battle increased from 2 to 3, super good as well. And then character buffs and skill changes will be in that section, which we will talk about a little bit after this part. So then you have limit break chalices for R and rare SR characters are lowered. So SR equals 2 chalices, rares are 1 chalice. That's actually very good, so I'll give it that. Then the buffs and changes are done. Let me know if I messed up someone's name. Alright, so let's go into this. So let's actually talk about the units. So this is Elaine. We already talked about her before. Demon Meliodas is the unit we're going to talk about for today. So you're going to see that Hendrickson as well. It seems like Hendrickson is the other unit. Okay, so it is Hendrickson and Demon Meliodas. So let's talk about Demon Meliodas first. So Demon Meliodas is right here. So before his first actual like skill itself, like the Demon Meliodas, his rank 1 used to deal 180 damage to a single enemy and ignites for 3 turns. Now it's going to deal 180% damage to a single enemy and grants ignition for 3 turns. So it's a little weird. I'm not sure exactly what that means on grants ignition compared to where it ignites ignition for 3 turns. Okay, so that's something different. Rank 2 is going to deals 270% damage to a single enemy and ignites for 4 turns. Now it's going to have deals 270% damage to a single enemy and grants 2 ignition effects for 4 turns. Okay, then you have the rank 3. So rank 3 used to deal 450% damage to a single enemy and ignites for 5 turns. And now it deals 450% damage to a single enemy and grants 3 ignition for 5 turns. So they kind of changed it based off of how many times you can grant ignition and how many turns. The turns are the same, but it seems like it changes on the grants ignition part. But the passive also changed to 50% increased critical chance by the number of allied heroes killed. Increased base critical chance from 15% to 50%. So he is going to be hitting like a tank if you're going to be having him on criticals, and if your team is dying fast, this unit is going to be doing a lot of damage from that. So that's actually really good for that. If we actually go down more, we can actually talk about more about his unit itself. So you have his first attack, his first skill. So the first rank deals 100, I think 180% damage to a single enemy and ignites for 3 turns. Now it grants 180% and to a single enemy and grants ignition for 3 turns itself. So it seems like, I think that's the same thing. Okay, so basically he has a lot of these like new attacks, and well, not new attacks, it's just different damage and different ignition for it. So Fire Sake as well does a little bit the same. So yeah, rank 3 on this part, if you talk about the newer attacks like the Fire Sake, or not newer attack, but let's just say rank 3 releases a single enemy's buff effect, deals 300% damage and ignites for 4 turns. Now it releases a single enemy's buff effect, deals 300% damage and grants 2 ignition effects for 4 turns. So it's all about this granting ignition. So I'm not too sure exactly how that works, but we'll talk about that later on when his full stuff is out, and we'll probably level up him all over to get him much stronger, because he's gonna be definitely worth it for the new stuff that is coming out very, very soon. So then now you have Paladin Hendrickson. So Hendrickson also got a buff as well. So that's actually really good as well. Hendrickson was pretty good when we first started the game, but I don't think anyone uses him anymore. But now he does have this first skill, Flame Wave. The Flame Wave used to deal 180% damage to a single enemy and ignites for 3 turns. Now he deals 180% damage to a single enemy and grants ignition for 3 turns. So I'm not too sure what this full-on grants ignition means. I'm pretty sure it just means that you're going to be doing a lot more damage in some sense. So the second rank is 270% damage to a single enemy and ignites for 4 turns. And then now it does 270% damage to a single enemy and grants 2 ignition effects for 4 turns. Same thing with rank 3. It's going to do 450% damage and it grants 3 ignition for 5 turns. So 5 turns is a lot if you actually look at it that way. Then if you go down, you have his other skill attack, seems like. So they used to do, okay, so deals 80% damage to all enemies and inflicts ignition for 3 turns. Deals 120% damage to all enemies and inflicts ignition for 4 turns for rank 2. Then deals 200% damage to all enemies and grants 2 ignition effects for 5 turns on its rank 3. His ultimate is Brilliant Detonation. It releases all enemy positions, inflicting 200% damage and igniting for 4 turns. Now it's changed to releases all enemy positions, deals 280% damage, and grants 2 ignition effects for 4 turns. So that's kind of weird. Not too sure 100%, but there are also passive changes for these characters as well. So passive changes are happening to Paladin Gustav, increased penetration stat from 10% to 30%. Paladin Jericho is going to have a strength attribute. Allied heroes attack power is increased by 10%, and now she has strength attribute. Allied heroes attack related is increased by 10% as well. I think that's the same. New generation Jericho is speed attribute, increases attack power of allied heroes by 10%. Paladin Gil Thunder is going to have speed attribute, increases armor of allied heroes by 60%. So defense is his main thing. Then you have Dreyfus, allied heroes with strength attribute gain 60% armor. That's defense again. Stamina, and then Alioni, stamina attributes attack power of allied heroes is increased by 10%. Twigo is going to have a strength attribute, increases allied heroes health by 30%. Marmus, speed attribute, increases allied heroes health by 30%. And then Gillian, which is stamina attribute, the health of allied heroes increased by 30%. So ignition is plus 10 attack, plus 10% damage taken from targets and can be stacked. So ignition is basically how that works for Hendrickson and Demon Meliodas. So it seems like they're going to be very good for being a unit that just got a buff. So we'll definitely look into them as well. So whenever they do fully come out, I definitely will look into that. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button, join the hashtag ZARMY fam, and of course drop a like onto today's video. If you guys want to see more, let me know in the comments below. I definitely will start making more videos again, but right now it's been kind of hard for that because it's been a lot on my plate. But other than that, that's gonna do it for today's video. Comment down below if you guys are excited for this new buff on Demon Meliodas and Hendrickson, and of course let me know in the comments below if you guys are even gonna work on Demon Meliodas now, because this unit is gonna be more worth it because it's gonna do a lot more damage, it seems like. And I think on the newest boss raids that will be coming out, Demon Meliodas is a staple unit to have. So it seems like he's going to be a stable unit, and for some reason Hendrickson is getting a buff as well. So there might be a reason of having Hendrickson as well. So if you already have Hendrickson, work on him, try to get him a bigger boost. I'd worry more about his crits more than anything, because he does do a lot of damage. So give him crits, give him a lot of attack boost, because Hendrickson can do a lot of damage as well. And Demon Meliodas is supposed to be one of the hardest hitting characters in the game, so I'm pretty sure you do want to work on him that way as well. So I'll work on him as well. I'll probably look into it as a lot more for this unit now, because before I used to worry more about my green Meliodas, but Demon Meliodas seems like it's going to be very insane, so we'll definitely do something with him now. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.